Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to give you an update on my pregnancy because this baby is coming any day now. So yeah, that happened really fast. I don't know if you remember, but I had just announced my pregnancy not that long ago, it seems like. So the biggest update is pretty much that this belly has been growing nonstop since my last video. Um, yeah, it's pretty big. While at first I was worried that it was gonna get really uncomfortable with the big belly and stuff, I didn't really know what to expect, but I am happy to report that I've felt really good in my pregnancy, and I think a lot of it has to do with just being really mindful about taking care of myself. You know, a lot of people are asking, like, that's great that you feel so good. You know, what are you doing? And every pregnancy is different, every baby is different. So there's really not like a one size fits all. But I definitely do think that no matter what, who, when, where, how, like, no matter your situation, certain things are always going to help. And I'm sure none of this is a surprise to you, but it's things like getting enough rest, listening to your body, eating well, hydrating yourself, and exercising. So definitely just, nourishing yourself on all those basic fundamental levels, I think will do a lot. I mean, in addition to that, minimizing stress, I think that's like another big one, because I know for myself, if I get stressed out, my body just starts to completely shut down, and it's just like not good. Like, I can just feel how my immune system is like definitely weaker, and certain things start to bother me more, just like physically or whatever. So I do think that minimizing stress is really helpful for staying healthy and for giving your body, like, just like a reason to want to take care of you. Obviously, I'm not perfect, and I strongly encourage you not to aim for being 100% perfect in any area of your life, because that actually, in my opinion, adds to the stress. I still drank caffeine, I had sugar. Like, it's not like I ate like, an angel the whole time. I may or may not have had some Lucky Charms here or there. It's just a matter of making decisions and just being conscious and mindful of the amount of times that you might be indulging or being bad or whatever. It's just not something that you want to do all the time. I mean, we're all smart, we know to do that. Another thing that's helped me a lot is tracking my habits. So since October, I've been using this quarterly Q4 planner from INKWELL Press, and I love these planners so much. One of the things that I really like about it is that they give you these spaces for your monthly habit tracking. So this is for November. This first one that's barely filled out has to do with making myself sit down and write. So writing is just one of those things that I just don't do very easily. So I was trying to make it a habit so that, it was like, okay, like, did I make myself just put words on paper today, basically? Because I do want to write, and I do enjoy it when I do. It's just one of those habits that I've never really had. The other two, this one was eating more greens or just eating colorful veggies in general. And I did a pretty good job with that, I must say. So that was just, I just wanted to make sure that every day I was eating something that was like a colorful array of vegetables or greens, like, or both. But basically, I think eating greens is really good for everyone, but it's something that I don't always do unless I'm like really conscious of it. So I wanted to be conscious of it. This last one here was for giving myself time to rest and nap or to meditate, because, well, my midwife, she said, the best thing that you can do for yourself right now and your baby is to practice sleeping during the day. If you can't sleep, just meditate and connect and just tune inwards. So it was really great to challenge myself to keep track of that, to make sure that I was honoring my body and giving it that time and, space to rest and to feel okay about it. Even if I wasn't like ordered by my midwife to start tuning inwards, I think that's what I was naturally leaning towards anyways. But you know, the other part of my brain was like, no, this is like your last chance to like do all the things before the baby comes and your whole life is going to be different. So like now's the time to like hustle, hustle, hustle. And so I felt like that's what I should be doing, like logically. But if I were to be really honest and to really listen to what my heart and soul and body were trying to tell me, it was to connect to myself, my body, and my baby so that I can really start to practice what that's going to feel like to step into this role of being a mom, to step into, you know, listening to my intuition. I mean, it's so hard to hear your intuition if you're constantly looking outside of yourself and you're constantly distracted. Another thing that I cannot speak highly enough about is this one exercise program that I signed up for. It's totally online. You just stream it. It's just been so, so helpful. It was perfect for me because I'm able to do it, you know, early in the morning or late at night or whenever I need to do it. And this exercise program is specifically for pregnancy and postpartum, and basically they focus on strengthening your core and your pelvic floor muscles while you're pregnant. There are ways to just strengthen your body so that you can feel really good and feel strong when you're carrying this extra weight, plus when you're giving birth, and especially for after you're giving birth too. So I can tell you right off the bat that I have had no problems with back pain or hip pain, or anything that I felt has been very, very minor. And it's been more like just like that feeling of like stretching of ligaments and, you know, your body just preparing to open up and give birth. Like, I feel damn strong. I love that they cover things like, you know, actually doing 1 billion Kegels a day is not the best thing to do. And I was like, yes, because I mean, intuitively, I felt like that doesn't seem right to me. They have an amazing community, they answer all your questions, and I could just go on and on. Anyways, if you're pregnant and this exercise program sounds good to you, like, definitely check it out. I posted my link down below. So looking back on my pregnancy, I have to say my first trimester was the worst. I hated that part. I was sick. I felt nauseous. I was throwing up. I couldn't eat anything, and it was just awful. And I thought that the second trimester was going to be the best part of it because everyone said, like, you know, third trimester you're just going to be big and uncomfortable, and so second trimester is like the best part. But I actually have to say I really like the third trimester. I mean, I feel so good, and I feel like basically super normal. You know, the baby feels like it's solid. Like, there are so many things that in, like, you know, all the pregnancy apps and books and things, they tell you like, oh, watch out for this, don't eat that, you know, these horrible things could happen, and your baby feels like it's this like really like weak, precarious thing, and like any little thing that you do wrong could potentially like kill this unborn child. And it's like, oh my god, a lot of things about my body felt really normal. Like, I didn't feel like there was this, you know, other thing like changing everything about the way my body works. It's also around the time where it feels like it's a good time to start getting all your baby gear together. And as stressful as that can be to navigate the world of baby stuff, it also feels good to start preparing for your baby and to really start to feel like it's actually happening. Another thing that I've really loved about my third trimester is I feel like a newfound sense of like carpe diem, in a way of like, you know, especially when it comes to like going on dates and spending time with my husband, and just really like nourishing each moment that I get to spend just being alone, just the two of us. And, you know, not to be like, oh, because we're never going to be alone again ever and our whole life is going to be so different, but to be just aware of the fact that, yeah, like our life will change, and it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It doesn't have to change for the worse. I mean, ideally, this would all be just like this beautiful transition of us, you know, growing as a family. But it has definitely given me that like extra permission to live it up a little, you know, if that makes sense. This baby's estimated date of arrival is around Christmas or New Year's. Could be a little before, could be a little after, could be in between or one of those days. All the possibilities. Basically, I've been loving being pregnant. I've loved feeling my baby move around and being super active, sometimes even very violent, but it reassures me that, it's there, it's alive and kicking, and that's awesome. Baby's been hiccuping a lot, and I love that, my husband can put his ear on my belly and hear the baby's heartbeat. I mean, that's just amazing. I am planning a home birth. My mom actually gave birth to all four of her daughters at home. So I was the first one. I have three younger sisters, and all of us were born at home. So home birth doesn't scare me. Of course, I know there's always a time and a place to transfer to a hospital, and I fully accept that. For me, where I'm most comfortable is at home. So it just makes sense for me to have a home birth. I guess that's everything. Thank you again for being here, for tuning in, for watching, for listening. And if you don't hear from me again until the new year, Merry Christmas and have a happy new year. Bye.